talk about the unlikelihood, but does happen every year to people for things out of the control. What happens if you cancel, and what are the credits? So I need you to think in terms of your cancellation if it were to happen, which it's not, but if it did, there's two types of credits you're going to have. The first one's what we call the AO credit. So the first thing to understand is all the funds that you're raising for your trip are non-refundable, tax-deductible donations to Amazon Outreach, and is not contingent on you going on the trip. You see the way it works, you're fundraising for Amazon Outreach, and then if you raise your money, you get to go for free. That's legally the way it works. The way the IRS makes this tax deductible is your donors are giving to Amazon Outreach, which is a 501c3. You're not. And then therefore, by raising that money, that funds the trip. So, and when you're fundraising, don't say it's just for you. They're helping to pay for the medicine, the eyeglasses, the dental equipment, the translators, everything that we do. If we're drilling a well, it's all helping to cover the cost of doing the trip. So don't just make it's sending you. You're funding this trip, but we still want you to go. So do know this, your trip fee includes medical travel insurance, but it does not include travel interruption or travel cancellation insurance. That's a different thing. The medical insurance goes into effect as soon as you're in Brazil, and then it's no longer effective whenever you're out. This is totally different from travel cancellation or travel interruption insurance. If the trip is postponed or you're unable to go, you'll have an AO trip credit minus any potential airfare and penalties good for up to 2 years. So whatever you've raised that didn't get hit by airline penalties is yours for 2 years to use. But if you don't use it, and you can also transfer it to another team member or give it to somebody else. But if you don't, we don't keep record of it after 2 years. It will become a charitable donation to the causes of Amazon Outreach. So it's going to be used, but it would be going towards that if it's not used in the time. All right, so now there's a different type credit. If you're going on a trip in the last minute, like we had somebody last year, they had a back injury like the week before, totally out of their control. So they have an AO credit they're using this year. But the airline trip credit is very different. We had already bought the ticket. So here's how this works. If an airline ticket is canceled, the original value of the ticket will be deducted from your team member's account. So let's just say that your trip is, just to use some numbers, $3,000, your airfare was $1,500. Well, you've got a $1,500 AO credit, and then you've got $1,500 airline credit that we don't have the money anymore, the airline does, and then they're going to deduct a lot of fees from it. So it'll be up to you to use your airline credit, but the year, let's say you go next year, anything that didn't go to airfare is still in there for to use for the next year. The airline credit will be in your name and you will own it. So we won't be able to do anything with it. We'll give you the information. You'll use High Point Travel, which is who we use if you buy your airfare through us, which most teams do. This is very important though. Airlines require the credit to be used within 1 year of the original purchase, which usually means you can't use it on your next year's trip because we purchase airfare usually 2 months before your trip date. So it's going to expire before, a year from when your next trip is, because most churches have the same trip each year. So just know you need to use those credits before then, and they're not going to give you any mercy on that. Within a year, your travel has to be completed. And just anticipate some pretty audacious cancellation fees. Copa, there's hardly anything left when they do it. Azul, there's nothing left. The American carriers, American, Delta, United, a little bit better. But there's fees that will come out of whatever your ticket was, and that's totally out of our control. So hopefully that makes sense. This is being recorded, and you can go back and look at this if you have questions. Hopefully it's a non-issue, but we want you to have a heads up if at the last minute, what happens if I have to cancel.